honestly, I need to film in a new chair next time because she is squeaky. Hello my precious everyone, welcome back to Wow Mal. Today's video is going to be a chill one. It is inspired by Anya Panda's funny stories behind my cosplay shoots, videos, you know the ones. I'll link them in the description. They're basically a bunch of like bite-sized story times that don't warrant their own video, so I just collected a bunch of mini stories and I'm putting it in one. So similar concept, this is just my take on it and I'm calling them bite-sized cosplay story times. I already have enough to make a second video. I'm just gonna have a couple videos buffer so I'm not hitting them back to back to back, but there will definitely be a part 2 of this, probably a part 3 down the line. I'm going mildly in chronological order. I just kind of went in my camera roll, so these are gonna be older to more recently, generally speaking. So my first one I'm going to talk about is actually Sylvestis. She was my very first cosplay I did and my very first cosplay photo shoot, and we did this in winter. But the thing about me is that my hands get really red in winter. I know that's like a normal people thing, but I do think my hands tend to get more red than most people, faster than most people. And I actually did a photo shoot with someone else for their own photography project once, and it was October, I think, around there, and it was kind of cold out. It wasn't even snowy, and my hands, a couple fingers turned white and started going numb, so I actually had to sit inside a car and warm up while they were taking photos. So that was the context for this. When we were taking photos, my hands got so red. Like, the rest of me was mostly fine, but my hands were incredibly red. So I know that, like, they look fine now, but I know that my girl Bianca had to put in the work to get them looking semi-normal. Quite bold of me to do in the snow winter shoot for my first shoot. I was committed. I like don't even take photos in the winter anymore. Though winter is a good segue because the next one I'm going to talk about is my old winter Mellaroo. And I updated the cosplay. I got her like a new outfit. I improved her makeup. But the thing with the old Mellaroo shoots is that she's an Eladrin, so she's based around the seasons. She has a spring, summer, autumn, winter form, and we did not line these up with the actual seasons. I did a winter Mellaroo shoot in spring. I did a spring Mellaroo shoot in like fall or winter. Because back then, I wasn't doing nearly as many cosplays, so we just did them when I had them ready. Now I have a stockpile of cosplays that I actually need to take photos for. I used to not line them up, but we started reshooting them in the correct seasons. Hopefully soon I can redo the spring Mellaroo. This one is my Panther shoot. This was like a not so great experience. She was also one of the first cosplays I did. I think she was the second cosplay I did. And we went to this area in public to take some photos. There was someone we were walking by who had his phone out and he asked if he could film me. And the thing about me in cosplay is I go two ways. I either get like really insecure or I have a big surge of confidence. And weirdly enough, which works to my benefit, I usually get the surge of confidence. So I was like, yeah, whatever, you know, I thought I was cool, but Bianca actually said no to him and kind of urged me along. And I'm glad she did this because, I mean, I think he filmed me regardless after she said no, because I think he was following me with his camera and like posting it to Snapchat or something. This was a couple years ago. Bianca has like a good sense for when things are kind of off. My sense has definitely gotten better, and I usually say no to people now, unless we're in a convention. But back then, I was like, yeah, sure, go for it, even though he gave me kind of off vibes. And so she was kind of like covering me a little too while we were walking. She was looking out for me. In retrospect, I think he actually thought I looked really weird and was making fun of me rather than complimenting me. I think it was kind of like, whoa, what weirdo is walking down the street here, instead of like, oh my gosh, this gorgeous woman, I love your cosplay. It's good I had Bianca looking out for me, but there are instances where not great stuff happens. The next one is Greg from Over the Garden Wall. We took his photos in a local park because there's lots of 4C paths there. It was looking good. And there's this little housey cabin situation there. I don't know if it's actually a historic building or it's just not really used that much, and it was designed to look like one because it looks kind of like a log cabin situation. There's this door in front of it with like a slightly rusty feel-in lock, but when we went there it was unlocked, so we just opened it and went inside, and there wasn't much in there, just kind of dirty floors and a fireplace without a fire going. We took some photos outside of it, and with me like peeking out the door because the lighting was really bad inside, there weren't any lights in there. It also had like a Boy Scouts plaque on the wall outside, so I don't know if they use it for Boy Scouts meetings or some historic Boy Scouts building. I don't know what the deal is, but I do know that the next time we came back to that park to take photos there, the door had like a thick lock on it. So I get the feeling we weren't supposed to be in there in the first place, but we were. 2 more stories and then I will wrap up. So this one is Maple. She was a closet cosplay I did because I had stuff that looked similar to hers, and I'm a huge fan of Gravity Falls. We had a lot of Gravity Falls stuff like Little Waddles and the book number 3, things like that. I tried to get braces for Maple. They don't really sell fake braces. I like looked for them, and there were ways to like create fake braces, like bend a paper clip, and I got some like mouth wax to keep it up there, but it wasn't really working and sticking, and it felt like the paper clip was like scraping my teeth, and I was like, that sounds like something I should not be doing, so I forgoed the braces. For this shoot, not only was it a classic cosplay, but we also just did it in my backyard, so it was like super casual. I think we took it before a D&D session. We do that sometimes. I took some photos by the shed because I was like, let's do some interesting poses, because I usually hit the same poses, like, so I needed something fresh. And the shed was like half open. Well, actually it was mostly closed. It had like a little bit open, like just enough for me to crawl under. And I tried to like lift it, but I wasn't really going. And so what I did was I just went like on all fours and I just crawled under and then posed down there. And when I came out, my legs were muddy. I mean, it was fine. I was at home. It wasn't a big deal, but that was a dirty shoot. The last one I'm gonna wrap up with is my school Makoto. This is actually what inspired me, aside from like watching Anya Panda's videos. These photos. You might notice, if you have an eagle eye, that I look like I'm squinting in them, and that is because earlier that day, I went to the eye doctor and I got my eyes dilated, but we had scheduled a cosplay shoot for later that day because Bianca and I were free. And I was like, beans, I have to go to the eye doctor. But I didn't want to cancel the shoot because, you know, we're busy people. And also I was looking forward to it. Like, I love doing cosplay shoots. More content. I get to hang out with Bianca. We usually get some delicious food. So I was kind of hyped up for it. I do not recommend this. In retrospect, I should not have done this. But we decided to have the shoot anyway. And I also had contacts on. I don't know if you're supposed to have contacts on, especially colored ones, when you get your eyes dilated, but like I did that anyway, and my falsies and stuff, and it was a sunny day. I did wear sunglasses in between the photos to protect my eyes a little bit, and we took a lot of photos in shady areas because when we tried to go in the sun, like I was trying so hard to keep my eyes open, and I thought I was, but every single photo, my eyes were like squinting because my eyes were dilated. Like, it was already sunny and then so much more sun was going into my eyes. It's a shame too. I should have waited because I like that cosplay a lot. Makoto's one of my favorite Persona 5 characters. I like her school outfit. I liked some of my poses. It was a nice day, but I really should have waited because some of them it's not that noticeable, especially the ones I'm in the shade. I set myself up for failure, but also they turned out nice enough that I probably won't reshoot it. But it's just like, it's a slight regret there. I probably should not have done that. It's probably not good for your eyes. That's the end of my cosplay stories. Again, they're just quick little tidbits, story times, little facts about all my different cosplay shoots. I have more on the way, so hopefully I will bring you part 2 sooner rather than later, but I'll try and space them out a little bit so I'm not just like bashing you over the head with random cosplay information that no one probably cares about. Maybe you do. If you do, if you enjoyed this, please leave a comment because it will help my channel. I want to get back to filming regularly, and you guys engaging with it, leaving comments really helps me. Even if you don't know what to put, you could just put like nice vid. Anyway, I hope you have a beautiful day, my precious everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Squeaky, squeaky chair.